Hey YouTube, Brad here. It's been a while. I just recently bought the UPPSPEL gaming desk frame from IKEA, and I decided to play with some of the buttons randomly and kind of sort of broke it. So I had to figure out how to reprogram it. Searched all over IKEA's website, searched forums, searched YouTube, couldn't find a thing. So thought, hey, once I figured out how to fix it, let me make a video for everyone else on how to program this desk. So that's what this video is going to be about, is just the programming of the desk, how to change it from imperial to metric, how to set maximum and minimum heights, and a few other little tricks that they have with the programming that they just don't publish anywhere. So stay tuned for that. I want to start with talking what each button does, as well as how to program a preset. I use the word program loosely on that one because that is the only instructions, or one of the only instructions, that IKEA actually provides us on what to do here. So of course you have an up and down arrow. So if I hold it up versus if I hold it down, you'll see that it moves up and down. Right now it is in centimeters, so 76.5 centimeters from the ground to the tabletop. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are actually preset buttons that you can program a preset to where you want that to go up or down to, as well as this red stop sign or hexagon is the mode or button. So if I was to click that, you'll see an S comes up, and then if I was to push 4, it's actually programmed us at this height at 79.2 centimeters for 4. So if I hit 1, which I have preset down here to my default desk height, and then if I was to hit 4 and hold it in, it'll take us up to that preset there. One thing you do notice, and something we'll talk about in a few moments, is there's a one touch versus constant touch mode. I'll show you how to program that. And that would mean if I push the button on a one touch, it would actually go to that preset spot, versus the constant mode. Of course, I'm holding it in, and you may decide to do that for safety reasons. Now, the one other thing they do tell you how to do, but they don't really tell you much more about it, is how to initialize and or reset the table itself if you have a power outage. And this is in the instructions, but I'll do it quickly and I'll tell you why I'm doing it. They do tell you to hold the down button until it hits its lowest point, and then hit it again until the letters R, S, T show up. Sorry, I had to read that. And that does not look like an RST. Looks like an ASR to me, but apparently it's an RST. That actually is programming mode, which that's what they don't tell you. That is in programming mode when you see those buttons flash. If I push it again, you still see it's in that mode. Then what they tell you to do is actually push the arrow down one more time until it goes back to, in the book for North American purchases, it's going to say 72. That's 72 inches, which their guesstimation from your tabletop to the ground will be 72 inches. Right now, mine was saying 28.5 centimeters off the ground. I did recalibrate that as well to tell it from the ground to the top of my table, depending on the thickness of your tabletop. It was 28.5. I did not use the standard tabletop they sell, because they do sell the frame separately from the tabletop. I already had this tabletop, so I just bought the frame and I attached my existing tabletop to it. Okay, let's switch the unit of measurement. So right now it's in centimeters. I'm going to switch it over to inches. You can switch back and forth depending on what country you get it shipped from or to. The default will be set to inches or centimeters. So to get to programming mode, I'm going to hold the down arrow until it takes it to the lowest point. Once we get there, I will let go. I will hold the button again until we get the programming indication. So now we are in programming mode. It is as simple as holding down the number 2 until we see a 10.3 or a 10.4 show up. If 10.3 shows up, it means we are in centimeters. If 10.4 shows up, it means we're in inches. So I've just switched it over to inches. Then I will hold the down arrow again one more time to get it to programming mode. And now we're in inches. So 28.5 inches off the floor is what it's indicating right now. Okay, next up, let's switch or toggle from one touch to constant touch mode. What that means is one touch mode is on one touch. it will go automatically to a preset destination for your table, versus constant touch means you need to hold the button in the whole time for it to get up to its highest point or its lowest points, depending on your circumstances. Maybe you have young children or pets that you're concerned that are around the desk. You could change that to constant touch mode, where you have to keep the button held down to move it. Let's put it in program mode again. So holding the down arrow till it hits the lowest point, releasing, holding it again until we see AST, and then we're in program mode. The difference here is the number 1. So if I hold the number 1, you're going to see a 10.1 or a 10.2 come up on display. 10.1 indicates that we are in one touch mode. 10.2 indicates we're in constant touch mode. So you saw that the 10.2 came up there. So theoretically, if I program this right, we should be in that constant touch mode, where it's going to require holding the button consistently to move up or move down. So just to finish the programming, I will hold this arrow one more time until it resets back to the number. So we're at 72.4 inches. If I push the preset number 2, see how it only went up very slightly, and then it stopped. But if I hold the button in, now we're in constant touch mode, where it requires us to hold the button the whole time for the movement. Okay, next up, setting a maximum or minimum desk height. So you could set the maximum height. So let's say you're in a scenario, and I'm actually in the scenario myself right now, where I have a shelf above my monitors. So you could set that maximum so it won't go past a certain point. That way you don't crash into something. Same with the lower height, or so minimum restriction there. Let's say you have a computer under the desk or something that you don't want to go past a certain point when you're going down, no matter what. You can set that minimum height limit as well. All right, let's set the minimum and maximum height. So first I'll set a maximum height. I'm going to raise the desk to my desired maximum height. Let's go with 31.1, I guess. We'll go 31.1 inches as our maximum height. So then to get it into the programming mode to lock that in place, I will click the red stop sign or the mode button. I will hit up once, I'll get a flash, and then I'm going to hold the mode button again until I get a 999. That means now we have set the maximum height. So if I go down, I'm going to hold the button, and I'm going to hold this button up, and it won't go past this point. This is the theoretical maximum, new theoretical maximum height for the desk here. Even for some of my presets, well, actually, I think they're all lower than that height, but I'll go back up, and it will stop at 31.1. Okay, to set a min height, the exact same situation. We'll go to the lowest point we want. I'm going to set, because the lowest actual point is 28.5. That's as low as it actually goes. So let's go up to 29 inches. So same thing here. The only difference is we're going to click the mode button until we get the S. I'm going to wait for that display. There we go. We're going to hit down this time, and then we're going to hold this again until we see 0, 0, 0. Now we have set the minimum at 29 inches and the maximum at 31.1. So if I hold the button up, we should stop at 31.1. If I hold the button down, we'll stop at 29 inches. This is actually the situation I had when I messed up the programming. I had set the default minimum higher than I wanted to, and I was quite frustrated for quite a while until I figured out how to fix it. So that is how you set those. Okay, so one issue with setting your maximum height is, let's say you want a new maximum height. You can't actually move the desk up any higher to preset or set that new maximum height. So I'll show you what you need to do to fix that. You actually have to just clear all the maximum and minimum height limits and start from scratch. So to do that, you'll tap the M button or the mode button, and then we'll tap it again, hold it in until we get a 555. That indicates we have cleared maximum and minimum height. So now I can go back down lower, and I can go past that 31.1 inch height maximum we had. Okay, last feature I'll show is actually programming the sensitivity level on the anti-collision system. These desks do come with that. So if there's objects under your desk, it can detect them and prevent a collision by slowing down or stopping the desk. So there's actually three settings you can set this on. And the numbers on the display would be 10.5, 10.6, and 10.7, where 10.7 is the least sensitive and 10.5 is the most sensitive. So to do this, again, put it into programming mode. So we'll hit the lowest point, and then we will hold the button again until we're in programming mode. And then for this one, it's actually the up arrow, where we'll hold the up arrow until we see a sensitivity level show up. I believe I have mine at 10.6 right now. So it went to 10.7, which means it's set to the least sensitive. If I let go now, so if I hold the button again, it will actually move down to the 10.5, so the most sensitive setting. Let go again, and then I'll hold it again to put it back. I did have it at 10.6, so I had it right in the middle. Okay, it's at 10.6, and then of course to get out of programming mode, we do hold the down button again until it comes back up and brings us back to our measurement there. Well, thanks for joining me on this journey of programming, I guess. I don't know what you'd say to that. Not as exciting as some of my other videos, but hope it's useful. Again, I had this situation where I couldn't find any resources online. It took me a while to figure this out, so I thought, hey, let's share the knowledge, share the wealth, and hopefully I help other folks with their frustrations. Overall, I've had the desk for about a week. I love it so far. I'm happy to provide any feedback if there is interest. Happy to show my setup off if there's interest. Definitely leave any comments if you want to see a video on anything about the desk, anything about its performance, anything about my setup here. Happy to share. Excited to share actually. So thanks for watching. Hope you find this useful, and see you out there.